Hello everyone, welcome back to today's new tutorial. So today in this session I'm create for the Explorer and how to update members in Django applications. So now in the session for updating data is a crucial aspect of any web applications, and Django makes it brace. So let's dive into the world of the updating members. Okay, so as your applications for involves for user may need to update their information either it's a change in contact detail or profile information, providing a seamless that our update process enhance user experience and engagement. Okay, so in this session I'm just update for the members. Okay, so now we're able to create and update and delete members in our database, and start by giving them all data when they become members. Okay, so now just click the members and first members for email, and to open the record for editing and give him for. So now just in this email open. Okay, and stay for here, and in this the first name, the last name is the created. So in the session I'm just is back going. So here I'm just add for in this. So I'm suppose uses for in this Mary for open. Okay, so here is this opening, and then in the session I'm just a simple update. Okay, so now just open for in this the member change is the Mary rip. Okay, so now here I'm just change for this. So first of all, here is stay for this. So suppose I'm just add, and here add for the phone number, and add for is the joining date. Okay, so now just type for the phone number. Now add, so here I'm just for there is some randomly typing for phone number, and going for here there is data set. So now is the 2023, and then set for month 4 is 12, and date is 4/25. Okay, so now here is the add for the phone number, add for is the joining date. Okay, so now in this session I'm add for the two data. Okay, so I'm just click for the save and go back to the list of all members. So now save. So here in this the all members is back, and just in this the refresh. So here in the session for just a type for in this, so it's because the perfectly update for in this Mary for the first name and last name, and here is inserted update for the join date is the December 25 and 2003. Okay, so this is the output. So here is successfully changed for in this output. Okay, so in the session I'm completely created and repeat this step and give all members for all members data and phone numbers, and add and so now I'm going for is again. So here I'm just a pin for this need. Okay, so here I'm just here is type for phone number, and again here is a type is a joining date. So type for is the 2023, and type for is a 12, and also type for is the 20. Okay, so now in this save. Okay, so it's in updated for in this Smith joining date, and last one type is the join is the opening, and here type is the first is the type for phone number. Okay, and then type is the joining date. So suppose I'm type is the 2023, and type is the 12, as the type is 2000, so 2000 is 29. Okay, so now joining date created, just save. Okay, so here in this the all table is a row, then joining date inserted. So here I'm perfectly updated for in this the joining date. Okay, so I hope in this session I'm perfectly completed. Okay, so here in this the testing for the update process and the finalizing our implementation are complete. Okay, so I'm successfully created and update for view and template and handle from in this the updated submission for our database. Okay, so in the I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello, we'll come back to today's the new tutorial. So today in this session, create and explore how to add the members to a Django application. So adding functionality in a fundamental step in the buildings any web application, and Django makes it easy. So let's jump into the process of adding members. Okay, so the most important of the adding members, because the adding members is the foundations of the user's engagement. Okay, so either this is for an online community, e-commerce platform, or any other types of applications, so allowing your users to register and become members opens up a world of possibility. Okay, so in the session I'm at for the members and going for in this the Django administration panel. So now I'm just create add for a new member. Okay, so now I'm click for in the right side for the add member. Okay, so here is open for the blank. Okay, for the empty from where you can fill in the member. So now I can fill in the members all data. Okay, so for first of all type is the first name is Charlie. Okay, Charlie, and then type is the last name for the refine, and type for is a phone number is something. Okay, and then joining date for is the 2024, then 101, and date for is 15. Okay, so now press in this save. Okay, so here's perfectly add for a new member. So now I'm add for is the another member. So now type for is the member name, for is then type is the Vivek. Okay, and then type is the kernel. Okay, and here I'm just type for the phone number is okay. So now I'm here then joining date. So now I'm type for is a 2024, and then type is 01 is the January, and then date for each is 0H. Okay, so now save this. So here is add for in this member. So now I'm choose for another is once more member add. Okay, so now I'm going for add member and click this. So now I'm type for in this. So here I'm just type is the Puza, then use for the last name for then is right. Okay, so now I'm type for the phone number. Okay, so in this here I'm joining date type for is this, and just change it for the date. So here I'm using for the 26. Okay, so now these are completely, and press for the save button. Okay, so here is perfectly for is once more in this the complete for the member, and here I'm add for the 3 members is perfectly. Okay, So here in this session, I'm completely created, and here is complete for total 7 members added. So now in this model, I have perfectly created for the 7 members. Okay, so I hope in this session I'm completely created and discussed perfectly for. Okay, so in this testing for the addition process and finalizing our project implementation, I'm completed and successfully for set up a Django model and created. And here is a form and build a view to add a new members for in this session. Okay, so in this taste for the addition feature thoroughly and consider adding any additional functionality so based on your application requirement. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello programmer, and welcome back to today's other tutorial. So in this session, I'm just created and also explore how to delete members from Django applications. So the deleting functionality is maintaining a clean and organized database. And let's dive into the process of deleting members. Okay, so before we start with the code, so let's discuss why the ability to delete members is crucial for any web applications. So because it's for over time, the database can accumulate unnecessary data, providing users with the option to delete their accounts or entities helps keep our applications organized and ensure a smooth user experience. Okay, so the organization for the Django admin for the admin panel now delete for the members. So to delete any members, you can either now in this session for action. So now I'm just select for this one and choose for the delete session member and then go for okay. So here in this message for are you sure you want to delete 2 selected members, all of the following in this option related items will be deleted. Okay, so in the summary, once a member now I'm deleted. So now just type for press for the yes. I'm sure and perfectly is this member request is deleted. So now just press in this enter. So here in this for the select member section for the admin panel is not here, it's still here for the email in this the member request. Okay, so choose for is as wish, my wish change for the and delete the other members table. Okay, so now I'm just choose for in this. Okay, so I'm just select and then going for action, and here I'm just for delete selected members is selected, and then going for is go. Okay, so here is a pending for in this the delete object. Okay, so here I'm just click for yes and I'm sure, and in this record permanently deleted. Okay, so now just press enter. So here in is a total for the 5 members here. Okay, so in this delete section completely perfectly deleted for the members record. Okay, so this session just for taste the deletion process, and finally delete for my project in the member record permanently deleted this record, and here I'm in the session. So in the session I'm successfully set up and the Django model created a view and delete for in this the members. So in the test for the deletion, please feature is thoroughly and consider adding any additional functionality based on for your application's requirement. Okay, so I hope you in this session for the deletion I'm completely discussed and then in this lab example created and perfectly related for the members record. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another new tutorial. So in this session, I'm creating and exploring the use of variables in Django. So understanding variables in fundamental to building the dynamic and interactive web applications. So let's see into the world of Django variables. Okay. So in this session, the role of the variables in the Django is to play a crucial roles in the storing and manipulating data, and they allow us to create a dynamic content and enhance the interactivity of our web applications. Okay. So I'm going for in this Django template variables. So first of all, in this Django template, so you can render variables by putting them inside is create for the double curly brace in the brackets. So first of all, I'm going for in this the template.html. Okay, so here in this session, first of all, create here. So now this remove for in this the block code. So first of all, I'm create is h1 tag, and then inside first of all type is hi. Okay, and then create for the double curly braces inside type is the first name. Okay, is the first name, and then it's closing for the curly braces, and the outside type for how are you. Okay, how are you? So I create the questions mark, and I'm closing for the h1 tag. Okay, so in this session, I'm going for in this p tag, and here I'm create for the inviews.py. For you can see how to create the variables. Okay, so in this, so now remove and create for the how to create the variables. Okay, so here in this now remove is a first paragraph line and created, and then I'm going for in this the next one, and now again type for the paragraph tag, and here first of all I'm type in the template dot html and use create for the message. You can see how to use the variable. Okay, use the variable. Okay, so here in this HTML tag created, and then now save for in this code. Okay, so here in this the HTML code created, and then I'm going for in this next step and create for a variable in view. Okay, so a variable is a first name is example above was sent to the template here as a view. Okay, so now I'm going for the views.py. Okay, so here I'm going for here, and then append for the views.py method. Okay, method. Okay, so in this step order views.py, and in this code I'm first created the so I'm going for is stay the views.py file inside. So in this tasting request add for the first name. Okay, so now I'm remove for in this the first name. Okay, so first of all here create for the single quotation create. Okay, and then type for is the first name. Okay, with a false name, then create a for the clone and then use a for in the single quotation inside a false name. Suppose create the false name is email, okay, and in this code then completely created, and in this for the HTTP response for the same as, okay. So now as we can see for in the views above, now I'm create an object name context and fill with the data and send in the first parameter for the template dot render functions, okay. So here in this the views dot py completed, and now I'm going for in this the next step and create for values in template, okay. You can also create for values is directly in the template and by using for the module with the module template tag, okay. So in this the variables is available until the module and with the tag appears, okay. So I'm just going for in this template.html, and here now use a first in this line type for then curly braces and type is module. So here type for width, okay, and created. So first of all, in this double module now remove, okay, and in this first of all I'm here created with the first name, okay. So type is first name, then create the double quotations, and here I'm type for the email, okay. And then in this code completed, and now in this type code copy and paste for the in this outside for h1 tag, okay. So now in this the create here for the variable in the template. So now save this code, and then I'm going for in this view, and here in this code save, okay. So in this section for the template and the variable created and the data from our module and is approached for how to use a variable in a template, okay. So it's normally most of the internal data you want to use in a template so come from a model, okay. So we have created a model in this session and create for the table name is hello and which is example. So now gets from the member model, and we import for the views.py and extract data from in these the views, okay. So now I'm going for in this the views, okay. So here in this code I'm save and then going for in the HTML. So now this save, okay. So I'm just open for the terminal, so new terminal, and then here I'm create for the command, okay. So first of all I'm type is py and then manage dot ty and type is also the run server, okay. So now paste the enter and it's open for the new URL, okay. So just wait the processing. So here is opening for the new URL of this one, okay. So now I'm just in this copy and I'm going for my URL and web browser. So here I'm paste for in this URL and just type for is a tasting, okay, and press the enter. So just wait. So here in this the first name for in this the email here is a node for email is a first name, okay. So I'm just take for the first name this one, okay. So I'm going for my VS Code and going for in this the member's name, okay. So this node is all members here in this all members in information. So this one the take the initial on. Okay, so now I'm here is open query for the command, and then I'm going for is again for in this URL. Okay, so just copy for in this URL and then going for my browser, and here just paste for this URL, and now I'm typing for is the tasting. Okay, and press the enter and perfectly print for is the highest need. Okay, how are you? And in this the 2 paragraph tag. So now I'm completely created for the variables in the view. Okay, so now in this section I'm also created for variables in template. Okay, so now I'm just going for in this the Visual Code Studio, and now I'm going for the HTML, then temple that is HTML, and I'm here type for is for the block code. So first of all I'm type is the curly braces, and then type is module. So first of all module inside create the width. Okay, so now this for remove. First of all here I'm type the first name, and suppose the first name I use for, and I'm take it again. So here is going, and then choose for the first name is the Johan. Okay, so now type for is the Johan, and here the Johan I'm create for the double quotation inside. Okay, so now this double quotation created, and now in this for code the module for end with code just copy and paste for here. Okay, so now this is created for the variable in available for in this the block code inside. So now this code just save. Okay, and then I'm going for in this the views.py. Okay, so here in the station I'm going for the views.py. so in this here stay, and now here I'm created for data from a module. Okay, so now I'm created for the module in data. So first of all I'm going for here in this perfectly add for is a module for is the member. Okay, so now I'm use for in this the my member uses. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the testing side, and it's already created for the load or get template, and here is on the data created. So now here I'm use for the my members. Okay, is the my members created, and then equal I'm type for the member, and then create for the object for dot all, and then parentheses, and also type for the as a values functions. Okay, so now in this function I'm created, and then I'm going for in this the context station. So now I'm just remove for in this the first name, and here I'm type for the my members. Okay, is the my members created, and then here I'm also type for the my members functions. Okay, my members. Okay, so this code created, and for same as in this the return for HTTP response, and then template, and use for the render function. Okay, so now this code created, and in this code save. Okay, so now I'm going for then the template.html. So here in this session, and firstly in this. Okay, so now I'm take it for, so here in this station I'm create for the template. Okay, so I'm just direct going for the list. Okay, so here I'm create for the data members created. Okay, So I'm not used for here in this the h1 tag, and I'm only uses for the unaltered list. Okay, so here created for the members, and then I'm going for in this the template. So now this one just remove, and here I'm type only the unaltered list. Okay, so it's closing for ul. Okay, so this completed, and in this code inside the first time create is the curly braces, and then create the module. Okay, so first of all now I'm type for is a 4, and then x in for my members. Okay, it's my members created, and then I'm going for here in this node. So now the session created for is the list. Okay, opening and closing list. Okay, so list inside again type is a double curly braces. So and then curly braces inside first type is the x dot for first name. Okay, the first name. Okay, so this one is created, and then I'm going for in this the last line, and again create for the curly braces and the module, and type for the end. In this the end for. Okay, so in this extra module now I'm remove. Okay, so this one, and I'm used for the only on paragraph tag. Okay, so here I'm create for in this the inviews.py. You can see how to import. Okay, so now it's remove. So now type is how to import, and fit for members from the database. Okay, so now in this variable then paragraph tag created. So now in this code save, and again save for in this views.py. So this one save, and then just open for the new terminal. Okay, so here is open the new terminal, and just type for the command line. Okay, so first of all just type is py, then manage.py, and also type is the run server. Okay, now press the enter. So now it's opening for the new URL. Okay, so here in this session the template tag I'm also use for module in the loop through the members. Okay, so now in this URL I'm just copy and paste for my browser. Okay, so here I'm open for the new tab, and then paste also type is a tasting. Okay, is a tasting, and press the enter and publicly print it. For is the my total members record. First is me, Johan, Charlie, Vivek, Pooja, and the email. Okay, and sending this message for inviews.py. You can see how to import and fetch members from the database. Okay, so I'm perfectly created for the variables and a template, and then data model. Okay, so in this session I'm just created and understanding how to work with a variable is a fundamental skill in Django development. Okay, so and experiment with a different scenario and this data for a more Django tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in this session I'm created for the essential aspect of the Django templating. For the template tag is understanding this tag owns up a full possibility for dynamic and interactive applications. So let's explore the world of the Django in the template tag. Okay, so The template tag are the special syntax in a Django template, so that allow us to perform logic, iterate over data, and make decision with our HTML template. Okay. So in this template for the provide the dynamic capabilities needed for creating feature-rich web applications. Okay. So now I'm just going for in this the template tags, and in the Django template it can perform the performing of programming logic like executing for the if statement and the for loops. So this keyword for if and for are called is both the template tag in the Django. So now in this session I'm execute for the template tag with a shower rounded theme. I'm use for the block code for module, then bracket. Okay. So now I'm going for in this template.html. So here I'm use for the block code. So now I'm remove for the unordered list, and now I'm open for the curly braces, and here first type is if, and then type for, and first of all create for the module. Okay, and then module inside first of all type is if statement, and also create for is a greeting. Okay, and then type for is a double equal for 1. Okay, so in this the first curly block codes created, and this here inside I'm use for the h1 tag. Okay, and closing for the is HTML tag. Then here first I'll create the hello Django. Okay, and also in this first comma and next line I'm just closing for is closing before type for is again the curly braces, and create the module. Since the module inside I'm used for the else statement, and then is again type for the h1 tag is called for the HTML tag, and it's closing, and then first of all here type is the message for by. Okay, and then for closing the block tag first is again type is the curly braces, and then type is module, and inside I'm create for the end if statement. So this one created. So in this now I'm complete for the block code, and going for in this the p tag, and in this mess suppose a message created for you can see for what the greeting variables look like. So this now remove. So new type for the message is what, then what the greeting variable looks like. Okay, this paragraph tag completed. So now save this code. Okay, and then I'm going for the views.py section. Okay, so now here I'm going for the views.py, and now I'm simply change for is opening for the deep testing request, and here I'm use now remove for in this my members. Okay, so it's used for the only template is a loader get template, and call for the template.html file, and here inside I'm only use for the greeting. Okay, the single question created, and then type for is the greeting, and then create for the colon for 1. Okay, so this created completely, and then in this code save as I'm going for in this the template and open for the new terminal. Okay, so here in this session I'm just use for the template tag. So now I'm type for the command. So first of all, type is the py, and then manage dot py, and also type is the run server. Okay, and press the enter, and here in this terminal, open for the new URL. So this one, and just I'm in this copy. Okay, copy, and then going for my web browser, and in this remove. So open for the new tab. Okay, and paste for URL, and just type for the tasting. Okay, this tasting, and press the enter. Okay, so here in this the syntax error. So in the session for else, because I'm going for again my code editor, and here in this I'm again check. So first of all, I'm use for the e for greeting equal 1. Okay, and then a module, then type for is h1 tag. Okay, it's complete, and then going for in this else for this module, and type for the in this. Okay, it's a closing, and type for the and if. Okay, in this for same as then I'm again for in this save. Okay, so in this again save, and then type for the command for py, and then type for manage.py, and also type is the run server. Okay, so now in this command is opening. So here is open for the another new tab. So in this tab for copy is a URL copy, and then going for my URL, and then here just paste, and then type for the tasting. Okay, and paste the enter. Okay, and publicly printed for in this the hello is the Django is view for you can see what greeting variable look like. Okay, so this one I use for the template tag. Okay, so in this session I'm created for in this tag. So I hope you enjoy in this tutorial, and it's perfectly explanation of the Django template tag, and they are powerful tool for enhancing fundamentality of a template tags. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in this session, I'm create for the power of the conditional statement in Django template with the if else statement. So this is the fundamental feature allow us to make a dynamic decision within our templates. Okay, so let's dive into the world of if else statement in Django. Okay, so in this session, I'm create for the if and else tag for in the Django templates, and allow us to conditionally render content based on the logical expressions. Okay, so this is a powerful tool for creating the personalized and responsive web applications. Okay, so now first of all, I'm create the Django is if tag. Okay, in this the if statement evaluate a variable and execute a block code if the values for is true. Okay, so first of all, I'm going for the template.html. So here, first of all, I'm create a simple code. Okay, so now in this code, now I'm remove. Okay, so here I'm create the block code. Okay, so now I'm create its curly braces and create for the module. Okay, so I'm type for if, and also type for greeting. Okay, the greeting, and then use for the is conditional operator. So now double equal and 1. Okay, so now this created, and then going for here, create the h1 tag. Okay, starting and closing for in this tag. So in this tag inside, first of all, type for is hello Django. Okay, and then I'm closing for in this block code tag. Okay, so now I'm again type for the curly braces and type for the module, and here I'm use for the and if. Okay,
So this condition is created, and then I'm going for in this the paragraph tag. So here just type for the paragraph for you can see this is as Django. Okay, so now in this message created, so now in this code save. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the next step, and it is going for the views.py section. Okay, so now here I'm going for in this the testing side. Okay, so now in this testing side template created for the template.html, and going for here in this the context, then type for is the greeting 1. Okay, and in this for the same as because in this code previous tutorial is just also is the not edit, so use for in this the same code. Okay, so now in this code for save. Okay, and I'm going for in this template.html and open for the new terminal. Okay, so now type for the message is here opening for the command. So now type is py, and then type also is manage dot py, then run server. Okay, so now press the enter and just wait for in this the opening for the URL. Okay, so here is open for in this URL, and in this I'm copy and going for my browser and just paste here. Okay, and then I'll type for is testing. Okay, it's testing. I pressed the enter and perfectly printed for the output is hello is a Django. So you can see this is Django. Okay, so now this is output. Okay, so I'm going for is the next step create for the else if statement. Okay, so the else if statement the keyword say if the previous condition were not true, and then they is try this condition. Okay, so first of all I'm here create is the only if condition. Okay, so is on more created for the condition. So now I'm going for here. Okay, so in this line, so first of all type is the curly braces and create the module. Okay, so now I'm type for is the if. Okay, and then type for is the greeting for use the conditional operator, and now type is the true. Okay, so then here I'm use for the again for h1 tag. Okay, and closing for in this tag. So now here I'm just type for the welcome. Okay, it will come, and then it's complete for in this condition, and I'm going for the next session for is views.py. So this one save and going for here, and change for is creating for 2. Okay, so now save this code, and here is the my browser. Okay, so this the opening, so in this, so just copy. Okay, and paste my browser, and here just paste and type for is the testing. Okay, and press the enter and see the output is printed for the welcome. You can see this is the Django. Okay, so now I'm going for is last step is create for the else statement. Okay, so else keyword cat anything or isn't cat for by the presenting condition. Okay, so here I'm going for again the template.html, and then type for is the bounds condition. Okay, so now again type for the curly braces, and then type is module, and here I'm used for the else statement. Okay, so now just type for the h1 tag. Okay, starting and closing for h1, and here simply type for is the goodbye. Okay, it's good bye guys. Okay, so here in this code now save. Okay, so now I'm going for my file for is vis.py, and now here just change it. So now I'm use for the greeting for 3. Okay, so I'll save this code and just going for my browser. Okay, so here for this one is opening for this one, and just refresh. Okay, it perfectly printed for is good by guys. Okay, so this is the output. So in this session I'm completed, and also I'm using for the if is statement in Django template, and this conditional statements are your allies in creating a dynamic and responsive web applications. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, we'll come back to today's new tutorial. So in this session, I'm create for the fundamental aspect of Django template. So for the for loops. Okay, so this loop for empower us to iterate over the collections and display the dynamic content. Okay, so now explore the world of the for loops in the Django. Okay, so here in this session, first of all, understanding for the loops in the Django. So before we jump in this code, let's discuss the rules of the for loops in Django templates. Okay, so how they enable dynamic content in the rendering. Okay, so in this session for the for and for the block tags and in the Django template, and allow us to iterate over the collections like list, dictionaries, and the query sets. Okay, so this is a powerful tool for the dynamically displaying data on our web page. Okay, so here in this session, first of all, I'm going for the data module. So in this previous create for the module table is a member table for as once more member created, and only has now create here the 4 rows, and each row create for is 3 columns. Okay, so now let's get started and create for the query set with a similar format as the. So now I'm first of all going for into the template.html. Okay, so now first of all I'm use for the for loops. Okay, so then I'm type for the curly braces and also type for the modules. Okay, so now I'm use for the for loop for x, and use for the folder name is hello. Okay, and then the next line I'm create for the HTML tag, use the h1 tag. Okay, so here in this first of all here inside I created for the is x.id. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the next line. Okay, so here I'm use for the p tag. Okay, the starting and closing for tag. So now in this inside, first of all our type is then x dot first name. Okay, and also create for the last name. Okay, so here I'm create for is x dot last name. Okay, so now I'm create for the row is the full columns name. Okay, so now also uses for and for. Okay, so now I'm create the curly braces and use the module, and here I'm just type for the and for. Okay, So now this code created completely, and now I'm save this code and going for my views.py file. Okay, so here I'm just use for in this testing for the request, and here I'm also type for the my members. Okay, so I'm type for is the my members. Okay, and is equal just type for is the member, then use for dot for objects, and use for the all function. Okay, and then use for the values functions. Okay, so here in this created, and then I'm going for in this the context inside, and just type for is the hello. Okay, and then here I'm type for the my members. Okay, so this one created, and here in this code now I'm save and just going for my browser. Okay, so now I'm just take it, so now I refresh. Okay, so the completely created for in this output. So this is the output for Smith, Johan, Charlene, Vivek, and Pooja, and the last one is the email drive. Okay, so you can last print for, you can see this is the Django. Okay, this is the output. So in this session I'm completely created, and then I'm going for the loops variable. Okay, so the Django has some variables that are available for inside a loop for loop, and the counter, and the counter for the 0 index. Okay, and use for the for loop for first last, and then use of the parent loop, and then recover counter and recover counter 0. Okay, so now in this session for is the all loop is not declared and discussed and created. So and I'm just use for the 3 parts uses. Okay, so first of all I'm just create the for loops, the counter. Okay, so the counters is the operations for starting at 1. Okay, so now I'm going for the template. Okay, so here, and then first of all I'm just type so this takes this code and remove, and first of all I'm use for the unaltered list, and closing for the unaltered list. Okay, so now I'm going for here, and then type for the curly braces, and also type the module. Okay, so here first of all I'm use for the for x, and in just use for the first. Okay, here's a first, and in this inside first of all type for is the list. Okay, starting and then closing for in this list. Okay, so here I'm type for is a double curly braces, and in this inside first of all I'm use for the for loop. Okay, and then use for dot counter. Okay, counter created, and is closing for in this list and last. Here type for is the end for block code. Okay, so here in this type for the end for. Okay, so this one is created, and this code I'm save and going for in this the views.py. Okay, so here I'm just remove for in this the my members code. Okay, and going for in this the context, and then I'm just type for the first. Okay, first, and I'm add for the some first name. Okay, so here I'm use for the index, and first of all I'm type for is the apple, and then use for the orange, and it also created for the banana. Okay, and then use for the cherry. Okay, it's created completely. Okay, so now I'm save this code and I'm going for my browser. Okay, it's open and just refresh this one. Okay, it's perfectly printed for in this. You can see this is the Django is printed for 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. Okay, so here in this printed, and now in this station I'm just uses for in this. Okay, it's save and then going for in this template. So here I'm just use for the for loops. Okay, so now I'm going for the next step, create for the for loop dot first. Okay, so it's allow you to test if the loops is the first iteration. Okay, so now draw a background for the first iteration of the loop. Okay, so I'm going for in this the template.html, and here I'm first use the first. Okay, and then list insert. First is a type, here is use list for, then it's a list inside created. Okay, so first of all is type the unaltered list view, and here I'm just going for in this, and now it's fixing. Okay, so in this station is list inside. First of all use for the if. Okay, it's if, and then create for the for loop dot use the first. Okay, so in this now I'm remove for in this this one list. Okay, so this is the ending. Now I'm create for the list opening, and then it's closing for the list. Okay, so first of all a list inside I'm going, and here I'm type for the curly braces, and then type for the module. Okay, then I'm use for the if for loop. Okay, and then type for is the first. Okay, and in this inside first created as a style. Okay, is a style, and create for is equal, and a single quotation inside for type for is a background. Okay, the background color is color created, and then I'm created for the clone, and here I'm used for the color is blue. Okay, this one is created, and now I'm created for the semicolon. Okay, so in this first of all I'm use for the style is equal, create for the background color is clone for the color name is blue. Okay, so it's used for the and for. Okay, so now here in this remove for in this the list. Okay, so here I'm use for the block code. Okay, so now I'm going for in this next line, and in this next line I'm just type for is less than. Okay, and then create for is the double curly braces, and then here first type is x. Okay, and is now I'm use for the closing for list. Okay, so this one is completed, and I'm also type for the curly braces, and then type for its module, and here I'm use for the and for. Okay, and this one is complete. Okay, so then use for the light for. Okay, so in this session first of all create for the unaltered list, and is for the for loop for x in the first. Okay, then use for the list. Okay, so here is completed for this, and now remove for in this. Okay, so now I'm paragraph tag remove. Okay, so here Okay, so now save this code, and I'm going for my views.py side. Okay, so here I'm just in this for the same as. Okay, so I'm going for in the testing, and then create for the loader for the first name for the apple, cherry, orange. Okay, so now again save and going for my browser. Okay, it's open and then refresh. So here is perfectly printed for the output for is the apple, orange, banana, cherry, and in this apple is a hover for is the blue colors. Okay, I'm use for the blue. Okay, so next time create for the for loop dot loss station. Okay, so it's allowed to test if the loop is on the loss refreshing. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the template. Okay, so here I'm just use for the only lost. Okay, is a lost, and then here I'm use for the color is orange. Okay, it's orange color, and in this code for the same as. Okay, so now save, and then open for the views.py. Okay, so here in this the same code printed. So now this code save and going for my browser. Okay, it's open, is a refresh. Okay, it's perfectly the last one cherry is in this color for the is the orange. Okay, so this is the output. So finally in this session I'm completed and created the most powerful of for loops in the Django template, and these loops are your allies in creating for dynamic and responsive web applications. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in this session, I'm creating for the overlooked but essential aspect of the Django development, but for the comments. Okay, the comments in Django for not only enhance code for readability, but also serve as a valuable documentation. So let's explore the world of the comments in the Django. Okay, so here the most important for the comment in the Django for is the comment will provide the context, explain the purpose of the code snapped, and make it easier for the collaborate to understand the logic behind for your Django project. Okay. So the comments is the most important part for is allowed to have the section of code should be ignored. Okay, so the next point is the comment description. Okay, you can add a message to a comment to help you to remember why you write the comment, or as a message to other people reading this code. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the temple.html, and here I'm add for the description for my comments in this code. So here first of all in this code is a remove. Okay, so here only type first of all create the heading for the h1. Okay, and then closing for in this age the HTML tag. Okay, so in this tag inside I'm create for the welcome Django project. Okay, okay, so now first of all I'm create for my message. So okay, now I'm going for in this next line, and here I'm type for the curly braces, and the type is a module, and here I'm just only type for the comment. Okay, so it's comment. So in extra block code now I'm remove. Okay, and here in this the so first I'm going for in this comment, and here I'm just type for the message. Okay, so this is a comment section. Okay, so then I'm going for in this the next step, and here I'm use for the again is a type for the h1 tag. Okay, it's or the H1. Okay, so in this insert, I'm type for the welcome, Abion. Okay, so now I'm completed for in this section. So now save this code, and I'm going for in this the field.py. So here I'm using only for the testing, and in this the context for now I remove. Okay, so in this remove, and only here is st for the is a HTTP response, then use for only the render function. Okay, so now this one I'm just save, and going for my browser is open and just refresh. Okay, so here is perfectly printed for is the welcome is the Django project. Okay, so this is the output for in the comment description. So I'm going for in the next step, create for in the smaller comments. Okay, so you can also use the hash and dash hashtag when the commenting out code, which can be easier for a smaller comments. Okay, so now I'm going for here and create for the smaller is coding. Okay, so now here I'm stay for going for the template dot html, and now here I'm use only the h1 tag. Okay, so now this will remove. Okay, and it's on save, and then going for in this builds.py. So here first of all I'm open in this testing request, then use for the template, and here and first of all use the hashtag. Okay, it's hashtag, then type for is the context. Okay, it's context equal, then use for the and create the curly braces, and then curly braces inside first of all type single conditions for variable 1. Okay, and closing the single condition, and then type clone. So here is not in this line, and create the clone, and also type for the name is Neha. Okay, and then and here in this for the Neha is his name is typing, and then it's closing for in this the hashtag. Okay, so now in this code and save, and just going for my browser. Okay, so it's opening, then refresh. So here in this same as because in this comment is not effect for in this output. Okay, so I hope you're understanding for in this the comment section. Okay, so in this session I'm just is exploring of the comments in the Django, and remember comments are not just annotation, so they are your communication with the followers, the developers, and your future for itself. Okay, so keep coding and keep commenting, and stay tuned for the more Django tutorials. Okay, so thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the another tutorial. So here in this session, I'm creating for the most important topic for the powerful is the Django functions for the encode. Okay, so this function plays a role in the modularizing for your Django project, and to making a code for is organized and maintainable. Okay, so now explore for in this the include function. So here in this the include function for the is a powerful tool for use for the error routing and the creating for the modular and reusable component within for your project, and it allows you to include other errors pattern from the different files, is promoting a clean and the modular project structure. Okay, so here in this session for this include tag is allow you to include for a template inside the current template. Okay, so this is useful when you have a block of content and that is the same for many pages. Okay, so first of all, in this the template inside created for is the one's a file. Okay, so first of all, I'm going for the new file, and then here type for is a filter. Okay, filter.html. Okay, so now it's completed, and then I'm going for in this template.html. Okay, so here I'm also previously pre-used for in this code. Okay, so now I'm just changes and here I'm type is the hello. Okay, and then I'm going for in this session, and then here I'm type for is the p tag is creating. Okay, so in this p tag inside, so first of all I'm type is the suppose this page contains a photo in a template. Okay, then it's created, and here is full stop as it's completed, and then I'm going for here, and is open only is create the color basis, and the type is the module. Okay, and then here I'm use for the include. Okay, it's include, and then single quotation inside I'm just type for the is the footer.html and complete for in these single quotations. Okay, so now here in this session create for in this. Okay, so now type for in this the p tag again. Okay, so here just type for the is this is a another paragraph. Okay, it's completed, and now I'm going for in this the viz.py. Okay, so now save this, and going for in this just to scroll is a pin for the viz.py section. Okay, so here is only uses for the template. So in this comment remove, and here is create for the loader as the template.html, and in this same as. So now in this save, and I'm going for in this footer. Okay, so here I'm just message for is the paragraph type created, and then closing in this paragraph tag, and here I'm just type for is a thanks for watching. Okay, okay, so it's created complete, and now save this code, and I'm going for my browser is open and just refresh. Okay, so here is completed, show for the output is hello. So this space contain filter and template, and thanks for watching, and this is another paragraph. Okay, so this is the output. So now I'm creating for is the variable in include. Okay, so you can save the variable into the template by using with keyword. Okay, so in the include file you refer to the variable by using the variable name syntax. Okay, so now I'm going for in this template section, and here first of all I'm going for in this the template.html, and now I'm used for the here in this the include. Now in this remove this code, and I'm going for in this session, and just type for the another paragraph tag. Okay, so now in this inside just okay, so it's here, and then first of all create is the one file. Okay, so a file created for in this template folder. So now click for the new file, and here I'm just type for the my menu. Okay, it's my menu.html. Okay, so now it's opening. So now I'm for in this folder stay for in the my menu, and again for in this here. So here just type for the checkout. Okay, take out my file is for my menu.html. Okay, so now it's completed, and then here is just a change for in this type for is welcome. Okay, welcome everyone. Okay, so here in the session is the I'm using here the h1 tag. Okay, so it's opening and then it's at the closing for in this h1 tag. Okay, so here I'm using for the 2 paragraph and 1 is heading, and the first of all use for the include tag. Okay, this template. So now first of all is curly braces, and then type is the module, and here first create the include. Okay, so in this extra module now remove. Okay, so in this include station, in double quotation inside declare for is the my menu.html. Okay, so also type for is width. Okay, so in this width so in it's not table, it's width. For mid section use and then use the equal, then double quotation inside create for the is used as the name is for. Okay, and then also use for the sponsor. Okay, the sponsor then equal is type for the me. Okay, so in this for completed. So now in this code for save. Okay, so I'm going for in this the views.py. Okay, for in this file, and here in this code for the same as not is did. Okay, so it's again for save, and then I'm going for in this the my menu. Okay, so here first of all I'm use for the HTML tag for is a div. Okay, is starting and closing for in this div. Okay, so now in this div inside I'm created first is so type for home. Okay, and then is for the R operator, and then is for the double curly braces, and in this insert and is simply type for is me. Okay, and then again the type for is the R operator, and then here type is the forum. Okay, here's and then again type create the R operation is R operator, and then type for is a double opening and closing curly braces. Okay, so in this curly braces inside just type for is the sponsor. Okay, so now in this code completed, and now I'm save this code. Okay, so I'm going for my browser and see the output. Okay, so it's opening and just refresh, so perfectly printed for in this output. Okay, it's amazing working for in this session is home, and the camel is for more and me. Okay, so it's print for the heading is welcome everyone, and in this 2 paragraph tag. Okay, so use for the first paragraph is this is another paragraph, and the check out my file is the my menu.html. Okay, so it's wonderful output in this session. Okay, so here in this session is perfectly the comprehensive guide to using the include function in the Django. So by mastering for this function and use the own stop close to creating C table. Okay, modular. So now in this Django project are completed. So I hope you enjoyed in this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. So today tutorial I'm creating for the Django development for the QuerySet. So understanding the QuerySets are interacting with for your database efficiently. Okay, so let's explore the basic and some advanced feature in the Django QuerySet tutorial. Okay, so now in this session for the Django for QuerySet is collection of the database queries. So that can be used to retrieve data from your database and is powerful tool so that allow you to filter, alter, and manipulate data before sending it to your views. Okay, so first of all, for the Django, the QuerySet is a collection of data from a database, and the QuerySet is built up as a list of the object. Okay, so the QuerySet makes it so easier to get the data you can actually need by allowing you to filter and alter the data. It's act on the all stage. Okay, so in this station, just create and will be query data from the previously created for the table is the members table uses. Okay, so first of all I'm going for in this the station for the creating for the QuerySet. Okay, so first of all I'm append for in this the views.py. Okay, so in this also important for in this testing for the request. Okay, so here I'm create then testing and will the test define the query is created, and in this example we use the for.all method to get all records and field of the members method. Okay, so in this section first of all I'm going for in this the HTML. Okay, so template.html and first of all here type for is a table. Okay, and create the table and HTML tag, table starting, and then closing for is a table. Okay, so in this table inside I first created the PR tag. Okay, starting and then closing. Okay, closing. So now in this inside first of all I type is the okay, so table here I'm type the border. Okay, is the border equal is a single condition type is the one. Okay, so now I'm going for here and this type the th tag is starting and closing the th. Okay, so first of all here I'm type is id. Okay, and then in this of a copy and paste for the next line. Okay, and change so first of all use the first name. Okay, and then in this line I'm use for the last name. Okay, so this completed, and then I'm going for and create for the block code. So first of all is create curly braces and then module, and here is for is x in for the my members. Okay, is the my members, and then here is the module, and then I'm again created for the th. Okay, sorry, is a tier tag starting, and then closing for is the tier. In this a tier tag inside. So first of all I'm type is a td, starting and closing for the td. Okay, so here I'm use the double curly braces, and then inside I'm type for is x.id. Okay, so next one in this code I'm copy. Okay, and paste for the next line. So now I'm changing it so it's for the x is the first name, And next line is type for the last name. Okay, first name and last name completed and complete for in the table tag. Okay, so here is type for the closing block tag for is the end for. Okay, so now this code complete, and now in this the table tag outside just use for the paragraph tag for is the p. Okay, and then here I'm just message type for is this table show my all members record. Okay, members information. Okay, so this paragraph completed. So in this code and save. Okay, so I'm again going for my views.py section. So here first of all type for this one is the my data. Okay, and then use for equal and type for the member, and then type is the object, and here I'm use for the all function. Okay, so in this created, and then I'm going for the context section. So simply type for is the context and is equal, then create the curly braces, and the curly braces inside first of all type is the my members. Okay, and then create the clone and also type for is the my data. Okay, so here in this, and then I'm going for in this the render function inside, and here I'm type for is the context, and also type for is the request. Okay, so this one is completed. So here in the session I'm create for is the my data is a variable is called for my data is object list, and it is seen to the template for is the context, and object for is the my members, and looks and here is print for is the query set. Okay, so in this session I'm going for in this browser. So now in the save, and I'm going for the template dot, and this one save, and just going for the browser is open and just refresh. So here is perfectly printed for is the in the output. Okay, so as you can see, for in this the members module contains for in this the total is the 6 record, and are enlisted inside the query set of the 6 object. Okay, so in this the template for perfectly is creating the members object in the generated for in this context. Okay, so the create for the table inside perfectly. So in the session I'm completed, and here is comprehensive guide to the Django for the query set completed, and mastering for the query set with the Emperor you to interact with for my database seamlessly, and it's perfectly show for in this the output. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm creating for is the Django development for is the query set in get method. Okay, so now we will focus on getting our data from your database and from using the Django for QuerySet, and stick out and some practical example and tips. Okay, here in session for understanding the Django QuerySet is get in essentially collection of data based queries that can be used to retrieve data, and it provides a high level and a Pythonic interface to interact with for your database. Okay, so get data in a different method to get data from a model into a query set. Okay, so first of all I'm create for is a values method, and allow you to resign its object as a Python dictionary. So with the names of values as key or values here. Okay, value pairs. Okay, so now first of all, I'm going for in this the template.html, and here I'm just simply type for in this the same code uses. So then in this p tag, just copy, okay, and it's cut, and now I'm going for in this the body outside. Just paste for this tag, and just change for in this the is a paragraph. Here type the is the QuerySet, okay, is QuerySet object, okay, and then here is a type for the double curly braces inside type the my members, okay. So this one is created, and then I'm again type for this. So here, and then type for is p tag. So paste this one, and here I'm just change it this for this the here use. So now remove, and the type for is the loop. Look through the items, okay, and then is and then create the clone, okay. So now this one in this code completed, and then save, and I'm going for in this the views.py section, okay. So now here in this going for testing the request in this code, and I'm here in this the already created because this code previously uses. So here is uses the only all method, and I'm also type for is the values function uses, and then in this the same as for my members and my data, and the same as in this. So I'm just save and going for the browser and just refresh, okay. So is the perfectly is the QuerySet is opening, okay. So this is the output for in this the QuerySet, okay. So now I'm going for is open for the values me, okay. So here I'm create the next point is the return for the specific column, okay. So values underscore a list method allow you to return for the only column that you specify, okay. So here I'm just return for the only the first name, okay. So now I'm going for in this the views.py. So first of all is the simple change for the template.html, and then here I'm use only first of all type is the QuerySet object, and look through the item, and then I'm going for the border for one, and here in this, so last one in this in PD for tier, just remove in this code, okay. So here remove, and then I'm going for in this the table border one, and here I'm use for, so now in this code for remove, okay. So table for border one, and then use the block code for is the my members, and then in this block code insert first of all I'm type is the tier, okay. Starting and closing for tier, okay. So since this tier inside I'm created for is the TD, okay. The starting and closing for TD, and TD inside just the type for it the double curly braces, and here inside only type is the X, okay. So now this code completed, and save this code, okay. And I'm going for in this the views.py, and here I'm just only print for the first name, okay. So in this the object, and then use for the views list, okay. So in this remove, so first of all type is the values dot is not dot is the underscore for the list, and then type for is the parenthesis, and the single quotation inside type for is the first name, okay. So this one created completely, and now save this code, and then going for my browser and it's opening, and just refresh, okay. since it's perfectly printed for the false name, so this is the output for the false name. Okay, so here in this completed, and then I'm going for the next step and create a print for the return only specify row. So you can filter the source to only return specific rows record by using the filter method. Okay, so previously I'm used for the false name, and now I'm used for the lost specific row, and here I'm only uses for the record for where is the false name is the email. Okay, so then I'm going for here, and then is equal is single quotation inside. So now in this remove, so then going here and type for the is the Johan. Okay, so just take for the output. Okay, it's perfectly stay, and then here the type is Johan, and then here is a type for the values. Okay, values function use so now this code created perfectly, and then going for the HTML tag. So here just going then is the paragraph, the loop through the item, and now here the table inside I'm going for in this, and just is type for this code. Okay, so table inside first is a type the tier. Okay, it's again typing. Okay, so I'm just in this code and previously created just in this the pause in this video, and just in the type for this code in the time saving. So these are completed. I'm just previously uses this code and just paste for in this here code. Okay, so I'm just in this code save, and again save for the views.py code. Okay, so I'm going for my browser. Okay, so just refresh, and here's the error, but is unexpected this. Okay, so now I'm again take it. Okay, so fix for my problems in this code. So and here is use the filter function uses. Okay, so is the views dot in underscore list, and not is remove. Okay, so here I'm just type for the filters and show the output is a perfectly. Okay, so it's a type the filter. Okay, and here is I hope complete error solving. Okay, so I'm just again take for in this code and then save, and going for the browser and just refresh. Okay, so here, okay, it's perfectly printed for the output. So here is print for the QuerySet object. This is the QuerySet, and look through the items that ID is a 5, and the first name is the Johan, and last name is the ref. Okay, so this is the output. I hope you enjoy and understanding for in this code. So here just use and got for the Django for the QuerySet in Get to use efficiently retype data from your database. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to another new tutorial. So in this session, I'm creating for the Django is a QuerySet for focusing the specifically on a filters method by using the ending of this video, and it will improve for narrowing down your database query. So let's get started. So here in this session where the Django, the filter method allow us to narrow down our database and query based on the specified conditions, say each versatile tool for defining the data all the time. Okay, so now the QuerySet filter is method for is used to the filter for search and allow you to return only row and match the search them, and as we learn for in this completely. Okay, so in this session is also uses for the and on or operation, and use the filter method is the data arguments and keyword arguments. So you can filter one more on or more than one field by separating by them and comma, and is created for the singly and the common and the multiply created. Okay, and the or operation is create the first name and returning the record met either query and not the necessary both. Okay, so and is used for the and operation. You can use the multiple filter method and separate the pi character and the result with the merge that into one in the module. Okay, so first is create is the multiply created and use for the filter method. Okay, so and I'm going for in this the template.html. So here in this code I'm uses but is not changes, then I'm going for into the view.by, and here is the just some change. Okay, in this the view.py is opening, and here awesome is insert for the fee expression. Okay, so now in this import file this type is the from, and also type is the Django. Okay, and then here is type for dot db and dot the models. Okay, and it's also type and import for the view. Okay, so here this completed, and then I'm going for in this testing. So here in this session I'm used for the filter method. Okay, so previously I'm used for the first name. Okay, so then here use first of all is the parenthesis, use the q. Okay, is q, and then before here and type for the first name is the Johan, and then here is also is the or operator. Okay, is type the or operator, and here again type for is the q, and then type is the parenthesis. So here first of all type is the first name. Okay, and then type is equal single quotation inside a type for is the email. Okay, and then is the closing parenthesis and use for the values. Okay, so in this line and this code completed, and going for here and use for the context dot my members in data, and here I'm type is the comma. Okay, so in this session completed for in this code no, so and I'm save this code and just going for the browser, and it's refresh now. Okay, so it's refresh to show out the output printed for two members records. So first is the Johan, and next is the print for the email. Okay, so this is the output. So in this session I'm also created for the field for the lookup syntax. Okay, so always lookup keywords must be specified with the first name and followed by 2 underscore characters and keywords. Okay, so in a members module the statement would be written like this. Okay, so I'm going for here in this session and return the record. Well, the first name is starting with the letter is a capital word. Okay, so in this session I'm used for in this template this same code is not changing. Okay, so I'm just changing for in this views.py. Okay, so here is then I'm just remove for then Django for is the q. Okay, so it's remove, and then I'm going for my testing code. Okay, so here this for the testing request, here I'm just simple change here it was the filter and the type for. So now in this code I'm just remove. Okay, so here first of all type is the first name. Okay, and then create for the double underscore and use for the start which. Okay, this and here I'm used for the equal. Then create for the single quotation type for the capital word is the L. Okay, so here in this simple code create completely. So and then in this code I'm save. Okay, so save this code, and then I'm going for my browser is open and just refresh. Since this perfectly printed only the column name. Okay, so look through the item for the ID, first name and last name. Okay, so amazing code for in this session. I hope in this session I'm complete understanding and create for in this code and show the output. So here I'm used for the filter method with the Django for QuerySet. Okay, so you learn for equip filter for your data with precision. Okay, so if you find an understanding and helpful for in this tutorial. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this session. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So today I'm creating for is the Django is the QuerySet for once again and focusing on the order by function method, and by end of the tutorial and completely guide and create for the organizing your database query. So let's get started. So in this Django for is the order method is your go-to tool for the sorting query set. It allows you to organize your result based on or more fields in either is ascending or the descending order. Okay, so first of all I'm creating for the query state for the order by method. Okay, so I'm used for the day is the Django and create for the alphabetically the first name. Okay, so here I'm going for in this the views.py and just here just change it. So I'm used for the order by object. Okay, so then in this the filter section remove. Okay, so here I'm just type for is object at all method. Okay, and then also type is the order by, and then type for the first name. Okay, and then in this code simply changes the completed. Okay, so now I'm take for in this the, so first of all in this code and I'm save and take for in this the is template.html and see here use for the my members object, and now it's here use the HTML code. Okay, so now I'm just going for in this again save and then going for the browser and it's refresh now. Okay, so here is uses for the order by method is completely working. Okay, so and I'm going for in this next station and here is type create the descending order. Okay, by default the result is sorted by the sending the lowest value first and change the direction to descending for the highest values first, and use the minus sign for not in front of the field name. Okay, so now I'm going for here in this views.py and here I'm used for the descending order. Okay, so in this code same, and I'm just only here use for the negative is minus sign for the not. Okay, so it's only this sign uses and change for in this code output. Okay, so I'm just again save and going for my browser and it's open and just refresh. Okay, so here's perfectly something it changed for in this code. Okay, so here I'm used for the descending order. Okay, and last I'm used for the multiple orders by. Okay, so to order by more on field and separate the field names with comma in order by method. Okay, so here I'm used for the order by result by the list name, ascending then descending on ID. Okay, so I'm going for here and then change it. So first of all I'm used for the order by method and then here it just changed, then I'm used for the last name. Okay, the last name, and then it's used for is another record. So now I'm single condition, and then type for is the minus sign dot then id. Okay, so now it's a simple code. It changes it and save this code, and then I'm going for my browser. Okay, so here just refresh this code and see the output. Okay, the perfectly changed for in this output. Okay, so this is the output. Okay, so I hope you understanding for in this code and how and why I'm used for the ascending and descending order. Okay, so in this session completely created is comprehensive part for in the guide using the order by method with the Django for the query set. So you are now equipped to sort and organize for data and fitness. Okay, so I hope you enter an understanding in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello, then come back to this new tutorial. So in this session, I'm creating for the other tutorial for the static add static files and the folder in Django. Okay, by the end of the video, you'll be a pro and amazing for your static asset. So let's get started. So in the static file is included for your CSS, JavaScript, image, and other assets that contribute to the visual and the interactive aspect for your web applications. Okay, so the remain is the constant for the across different pairs under the vital for him constant for user experience. Okay, so in the session I'm create firstly the static create a static folder. And when you're building web applications, you probably want to add some static files like image or CSS file. And we start by creating the folder name. Suppose I'm going for my Django project, and then it's my apps. Okay, so is app inside. First of all, suppose the example is template, and then here I create for on the another folder. So it's now for its name is static. Okay, so in this static folder is almost is created, and then press the enter. Okay, so perfectly created for in this folder, and like in this folder the name is here is the static. Okay, so and is a static folder inside. I'm just create for a CSS file, and suppose is my CSS name. So here I'm just press at the right and then type click for the new file, and here I'm just type for my first. Okay, my first dot CSS. Okay, so here in this complete almost, and then press the enter. Okay, so it's a perfectly opening for my CSS, my first dot CSS file. Okay, so now open for in this file and insert here is some data. So first of all, I'm complete for the body section. Okay, so it's a simple type for the body, and then the type for the color braces. Okay, so first of all, type is the background color. So the background color used for is okay, so this one, and then I'm going for in this font size. So here I'm used for the font family for is suppose the is a Vardena. Okay, so it's the ounce. Okay, so I'm just here going, and then suppose the color. Okay, so this color uses okay, so here is complete for my CSS file. Okay, so another save. Okay, so here in this step completed, and then I'm going for in the next step and create for the HTML template. Okay, so and I'm going for in this the HTML in this template folder inside open for the template.html. Okay, so here I'm just reading for in this code. Okay, so all in code remove. Okay, so here first of all I'm just type then here is the CSS file inserted in this HTML file. Okay,
So I'm going for in this HTML here, and the first of all type is the link, okay, and then going then closing for this link. So and this link inside first of all I'm create is the real, and then use for is a single condition create for the style sheet. Okay, style sheet and it's created for the double condition in, and it's not the single condition. Okay, so here is this complete, and then I'm here use for the hyperlink reference. Okay, so the form is SEREA and is equal, and same type is the double condition, and create the block code for the curly braces, and also type is is the module. Okay, so the double module. So first of all type is the static, this all, and now remove for in this extra. Okay, so here first of all I'm type for the static, and here inside I'm type for it's not double, it's a single condition, and it's created for my first dot CSS. Okay, so here in this for my file extension created completely. Okay, so now I'm going for in this top. Okay, so in this folder is a template dot template top. This type for is a curly braces, and also type is a module, and first of all here I'm type for is the static. Okay, so here in this completed, and then I'm going for in this body section. So first of all body section is type for the curly braces, and the module, and first of all use for X in, suppose name is first, here's first, and then going for here. Okay, so it's not okay, so and I'm use for h1 tag. Okay, so in this h1 tag inside I'm just press for the double curly braces inside the type for the X. Okay, so and then going for here, and then just type for the and this block code, so it's the module, and also type for is at the end for. So though this code completed, and then here I'm type for is the p tag. Okay, the starting and closing for in this the p tag. So suppose here I'm use for this method for in my first dot CSS file. Okay, and you can see it's at the okay, so it's a style sheet looks like. Okay, okay, so type for in this message and completed for my template.html. Okay, so now I'm going for in this next step and open for the because it's open the views .py. Okay, so it's opening, and then I'm going for in this testing for the request. So now is then my data is removed. Okay, so I'll use for is the template and the template.html, and then in this context inside first of all type is the first. Okay, and then going for here and type is the sample fruit. Also first time use the single quotation inside for is the apple, and also use for the orange, and then is the use the banana. Okay, and this completed, and here in this the same as this code. So now this code safe. Okay, and going for in this the CSS file for is my first .css. Okay, is the same as so now I'm going for the template is .html, and here open for the new terminal. Okay, So just new, and then here use for the command. So it's opening. So suppose first of all type is the Python manage dot py, and then type is the run server. Okay, and press the enter. So here is open for the new URL. Okay, so it's opening for in this the new URL, and just time in this copy. Okay, and going for my browser. So okay, so it's one. So then here I'm just paste, and then also type is a testing. Okay, and press the enter, and okay, perfectly printed for in this output. So here is a first printed the apple, the orange, the banana. Okay, is the wonderful in this output. Okay, is amazing. So now the station is almost is completed for is the add static file. Okay, so here in the station completed, and complete created for the wonderful output. Okay, so here almost demonstrate the art of the creating static files and folders in the Django for is my apps folder is hello. Okay, so I hope you enjoy and understanding for in this topic. Okay, so thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So it's most interesting and simple topic for installing the white noise. Okay, so in this the white noise is handy to serve your static file efficiently in the Django. So now let's get started and install for the white noise. Okay, so first of all, in the question what use for the white noise. Okay, so before we get hands off, so let's quickly understand what is the white noise in a game changer to serving static files in the Django. Okay, so the white Django is building the development server in the fantastic, and it might not be the most efficient for the serving static file in a production environment. Okay, so the white noise comes to the reuse, providing a simple with a powerful solution for the serving static files and freshly from the Django for the hello app. Okay, so first of all here I'm installing for the white noise. So it's a short discuss for the white noise is does not have a built-in solution, and here the serving static file areas. Okay, so at least it's not a production for the when in the is the debug not be the fault. Okay, so now I'm just focused for in the initial in the white noise. Okay, so now we open for the virtual environment. Okay, so then I'm type for the CMD is the open. So here first of all I'm type for the is the tip install. Okay, so not okay, so I'm going for my folder opening. Okay, and then going for the local disk. So I'm choose for in this the Django project, and here in this the my app. Okay, so here I'm just type for the CMD. Okay, so now it's opening, and then here I'm just type for the pip install the white noise. Okay, and press the enter. So just wait for the few seconds. Okay, so it's starting for in this the pip for install white noise. Okay, so I'm just wait and see the output. So here is a downloading for in this the starting the white noise. Okay, so completed download for is the pip in the start of white noise. Okay, is the completely in this process. Okay, so I'm also modify and to make for you wanting to the run is a white noise. So you have to specify in is the middle for in this the DLL list and going for into the setting that pi. Okay,
So now I'm going for in this the VS Code, and here I'm just open for into my app, and then going for is string.py. Okay, and so now I'm searching for the media. Okay, so here is st this one. So now I'm here is add simply for the white noise. So then scroll and is open for the single quotation, and also type for is the white noise. Then type for dot is middle r is middle over dot type for is the white. First letter is capital white. Then also type for is the noise, and then type is middle r. Okay, so now this completed for in this the middleware in this code. So here I'm just save. Okay, so now it's completed for the process is the white noise. Okay, so I hope you understanding for in this code. Okay, so here I'm successfully for the integrated for the white noise for into my Django project, and making it starting and the media file is delivered a place. Okay, so I hope you understanding and enjoyful in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today is another new tutorial. So in this session, I'm create for the collect for static files. Okay, so and also for handle the static files. Okay, so in this session, I'm just created so like is the style sheet, JavaScript, and image are not handled automatically by the Django when its debug is equal false. Okay, so now is when is debug is equal the true, and this worked fine, and all had to do was to put them in the static folder of the applications. Okay, and is the other options for where is a debug is the false, so static file have to be collected and put in the specified folder before we can use it. Okay, so now it's starting in this session, and just I create for the collect static files. Okay, so basically to collect all necessary static files for your project, and start by specifying a static root property in the setting.py. Okay, so now I'm in this setting.py. Okay, it's open, and then here is the static URL. Okay, so here I'm just add for the static root. Okay, so in this specific folder where you can want to collect for your static file, so now you can call the folder whatever you like it. So I'm just use for the folder name is the productions file. Okay, so I'm just scroll down, and here, and first is use the static root. Okay, so in this is top. So first of all, here I'm type is all the capital word is static underscore type for root. Okay, then type is equal, and here I'm also type for is the base for here. Okay, and then for a slash, and here I'm a single quotation inside create for my folder name is the production file. Okay, is the production files. Okay, so now this file is almost is created. So now in this file save, and you can manually create it for this folder and put all the static file for your project. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the Django has a command, the type is for down. So first of all, I'm open for the command and new terminal. So here is the opening. Just type for the okay. So then first of all, type is the py, and then also type is the manage.py, and here is type is the collect static. Okay. So now in this collect start take in this command insert it and press the enter. So just wait. Okay. So I'm just waiting. So here is perfectly opening for is the 126 is the static file series, copied is the Django and project, and my app inside created for is the production.py. Okay, so in which is the production this result. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the next step, and here I'm create for the simple project. Okay, so first of all open for my in this the app. Okay, so hello, this app and is hello inside open of for is the templates. Okay, so in this template inside, first of all I'll open for this template. Okay, so in this code I'm previously uses okay, so now in this code here use okay, so now I'm going for in this here, and first of all then I'm open for my views.py. Okay, so just scroll down and it's opening. So here I'm use for the and is the small first name. So first of all here I'm type the Terry. Okay, is the Terry, and also type here is the lemon. Okay, it's a lemon, and then in this code I'm save, and then I'm going for my CSS file inside. Okay, so just open for is the my first dot CSS, and here I'm just change for the color. Okay, so I'm just going and just open for in this. Okay, in this color opening. Okay, so now in this save this code, and I'm going for in this the terminal, and here I'm just type for is the command. Okay, so first of all I'm type for is the py, and also type is the manage dot py, and then type is the run server. Okay, so just press the enter. So here is open for the new URL. Okay, so in the session for this one. Okay, so now I'm going for my web browser and just refresh and take the result. Okay, so here in this same as here. Okay, so here is for this the file is the line. Okay, so I'm just scroll up and take this. Okay, so here is the error, but is the import is the most important for the import error, because I'm not declared for the white noise the middle, or for the white noise middle wise attribute or the class. Okay, so is completed for in this next tutorial. So is follow for in this next session. Okay, I have here is almost is solved for in this problem. Okay, so in this tutorial is the basic. So I hope you're understanding for why is this problem and then solve it. Okay, so check for in this the next tutorials. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in this session I'm creating for the how to explore and manage the global static files for in a or Django project. Okay, so now let's get started and create a solid and understanding of the organizing code and serving static files on a global scale. Okay, so let's get started. So here this the efficiently organizing for the static files, so not only enhance the project is the maintainability, but also is ensure a smooth development workflow. Okay, So now provide the Django is a convenient way to structure for your static file, making it easier to manage and serve them globally. Okay. So first of all, create a structured folder for our is global static file. Okay, and I will organize a structure for the simplifier and maintains to allow us to scale for my project for effectively. Okay, so here in the session, I'm at a global for CSS file. Okay, so previous tutorial is a perfectly understanding and create for a static folder and how to use for in these applications. Okay, and now in this session, I'm create for the global CSS file at okay. So here is the not enough is create a static folder in the root dictionary. Okay, and the Django will fix the rest. So we will tell the Django why to look for this static files. Okay. So I'm going to this VS Code Studio and create in this the new folder. Okay. So first of all, I'm starting by creating a folder on the project is the root level. Okay. So this folder can be just called and I'm just like it. So I will call in the my static files. Okay. So I'm just creating. So I'm going for here and then create for is the new folder. Okay, so the new folder name is my static files. Okay, my static files. Okay, now press the enter. So perfectly created for the folders. Okay, so now I'm going for the next step and just simply add a CSS file in the my static files inside folder created. So suppose I'm just type for the CSS here and create for the new file is just like it for my global.css. Okay, global.css. Okay, so now it's opening for in this new file. Okay, so now in this new file for CSS opening and just start and insert this sample code. Okay, so first of all type is the body section code. Okay, so and then type for the color braces and simply insert for it is the color. Okay, so the color suppose use for is a brown. Okay, so here I'm create for and insert the CSS code. Okay, so in this session completed and then I'm just modifying for the setting. Okay, so I'm just choose for then setting. Okay, so I'm going for in the my app and here is the opening for the in this setting. Okay, so here in this setting I will just tell for the Django to also look for the static file in the my static file folder in the root dictionary. Okay, so this is done in the string the setting.py files. Okay, so now I'll just scroll down and going for here. Okay, so here is add insert for the data for is the my static file inside. Okay, so here just add for is the setting file. So first of all type is the static files underscore dis for the dictionary. Okay, is starting for is all word for the capital word. Okay, so now type for is the static static files underscore create for the dirs. Okay, and then create for is equal and then type for is the index and here in this inside the type for the base underscore dir, and now I'm create for my folder names the single condition inside create for the my static file. Okay, static files. Okay, so now completed for in this code, and here I'm just simply is modifying for in this the modify setting. Okay, so here I'm use for the static for dictionary list. So you can list all the dictionaries why the Django should look for the static file. Okay, so here is also used for the base dictionary. Keyword is represent the root directory of the project, and together with the my static file, it means the my static files folder in the root in the dictionary. Okay, so here in this session completed for the Django is the first occurrence of this file, and is completed for the static file dictionary using for the order you have is provided. Okay, so I'm going for in this the collect for the static files the run command. Okay, so now I'm just save it. Okay, and going for my folder inside. Okay, so just open for, see here it's perfectly opening for in this. Okay, so I'm just take it here. So now I'm open for here is the CMD. Okay, and then first of all just typing. So here is the command for py, and a type for is manage.py, and also type is the collect static. Okay, collect is static. Okay, so I'll just press for the enter, and here is open for the products week. Okay, so the result, so just wait. Okay, so here is completed for you have requested the collected static file is the dictionary, and here in this the message for are you sure you want to this. So now I'm just press the yes. Okay, here in this the static file is created. Okay, so here this session completed for and add for a static for the global function created. So in this session I'm completed for this one. Okay, so for in this the result. Okay, so I'm completed for in this session and create for the fantastic way. Okay, so here in this session for the art of managing is global static files in the Django. So if you find this tutorial is most helpful and understanding, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's another tutorial. So in the session I'm creating for the process of adding a CSS file in for here in a Django project. So now let's get started, and here I'm also use for the stylish and well styled for the Django application. So let's get started. So in the session, so now in this the why use for the CSS in the for Django development. So in this the CSS for the class grading style sheet is the language used for the describing the presentation of a document written in the HTML. So it allows us to control the layout, colors, and giving our applications a visually appealing and user-friendly look. Okay, so now I'm going for here in this the VS Code course. So now previous tutorial I'm created for is a new folder for the name is the my static files. Okay, so this one, and the previous name used for the one CSS file, and now used for the another create for the another CSS file for in the my static file inside. Okay, so now I'm click for the right side and create for the new file, and suppose a new file name is the my styles. Okay, my styles.css. Okay, so now I'm just press for the enter and perfectly created for the new file. Okay, so it's opening for in this file, and here I'm used for the name of the CSS file for the my style. Okay, so now I'm going for here in this project and just type for is the body section. So here I'm just type for the body and create the color braces and color braces inside and simply type for in the color background color. So here I'm used for this one. Okay, so now in this code and save. Okay, so this one is completed. So now I'm going for the next step and modify the template. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the template. Okay, so here now you have a CSS file in this session and just open for is the master for the template file. Okay, so here in this template file is that create for here in this the going for in this the master.html file. Okay, it's just opening. So now first of all in this code just simply modify. Okay, so then here in this the top just okay the top create for the block code. So first of all type is color braces and type is the module. Okay, so here I'm use further is the load. Okay, and then type create type the static. So in this static is also created, then I'm going for in this the head section. So here use for the title is a block and it also use the end block. Okay, so now I'm here is a link up for the CSS file. Okay, so first of all I'm type is the link and it's starting and closing this one. Okay, so in this link inside now I'm type for is the real and is for equal and type is the double quotation inside create for the style sheet. Okay, style sheet. Okay, so in this style sheet created and then I'm also type for the hyper reference. So it's the short from is href. Okay, and then for equal and type for is a double quotation. So in this double quotation inside again type for the for is the block code for the color braces and also type for is the module, the double module. Okay, so first of all here is the type is static. Okay, in this static and also type for the folder name. So click for the single quotation and single quotation inside type is for is the my styles.css. Okay, my styles.css. Okay, so now in this file completed. So I'm almost created for and a link up for in this CSS file. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the body section and here is type for is the blog content and also created for the blog code. Okay, so now I'm save this code. Okay, so in this session is perfectly completed. Okay, so and then I'm take for in this setting. Okay, make sure your setting.py files the content is the static files dictionary list with reference to the my stories folder or the root dictionary. So and they have specified in the static files root folder. Okay, so now I'm going for in this sting.py. Okay, so now I'm just scroll. So here I'm created stick it. So in this add here is the string setting.py files create the static files the dictionary equal and here I'm used for the base dictionary and then my folder name is the my static files. Okay, so now it's again save. So now complete for in this and add for the CSS file. Okay, now I'm going for in this my folder inside. Okay, So now I'm just open for is the my here is created the two file is my style.css and then global.css. Okay, so I'm going for in this the my, so just open for the cmd. Okay, take it. So first of all, here is open for the my static file. Okay, so just take it for in this file. Okay, so first of all, here is create for every time you make a change in a static file, so you must run the collect static command to make change take effect. Okay, so in this tick setting, because when is the does not create it for the new file, so now I'm use for in this the command. Okay, so now because I'm already created for in these two files, so I'm not uses for the in this command. Okay, so I'm simply take it for in this going for my static files inside and show for the two files already created for the my style.css, and then also is my global.css. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the by HTML. Okay, so I'm going for my terminal and just open for the URL. So it's simply type is py, the type for is the manage.py, and type for is a run server. Okay, so just press the enter and just wait for is a few seconds. Okay, so it's opening for in this the new URL. Just copy for in this URL. Okay, and going for my browser, and here I'm just type for in this URL, and here I'm typing for it a tasting. Okay, the tasting purpose are opening, so here is perfectly opening for in this the apple, banana, cherry. Okay, so because I'm here in the background color for in this color choices, so then going for in this the field score and just show for in this the output. Okay, so the also I'm created for my style is the aqua color selected. Okay, so here I'm completed and successfully add a CSS file for is a Django project and beginning for your web applications to live with this style. So I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. So thank you for watching.